Think about, let's call it the starting five of Atlanta rappers, okay? But you all are one. Like, I'm counting Migos as one of those. What's that starting five for you when it comes to Atlanta rap?
Atlanta rap. Um, my starting five in Atlanta gotta be Migos, Gucci, um, mm, 2 Chains. We got one more.
Yeah, what? Migos, Gucci, 2 Chainz, two more.
Okay. It's tough.
There's so many. I mean, because you also have
Gotta put
Ti,
Future.
you have Andre 3K, or Outkast if you want to count that
Put
group as one
Future,
too.
Outkast, and
That's five.
that's five.
Don Peoples, Deadbolt. Let's talk about it. And yeah, man, let's go ahead and get into it. So now, with us being up out of Atlanta, man, I love when Atlanta hip hop is in the news. So recently, we just had an interview drop with my man Quavo, and shout out to Taylor Rooks, Bleacher Report, for giving the interview. And she asked him, what was your top five? What's your top five starting rappers in Atlanta? And I was kind of curious, man, to hear exactly who he named in this starting five, and a reason, and I was kind of curious on why he left a particular person out or did not acknowledge. And I'm starting to see a trend of it. So let's talk about it a little bit. So Quavo went on and released his top five. Before we even get into that, again, leaving out Little Baby when acknowledging Gucci Man, Future, themselves, obviously, 2 Chainz, and Outkast. Now, a lot of people would say, Lil Baby running Atlanta hip hop right now and probably has for the last 2 years straight, solid. Also been in the game making noise for the last 4 going on 5. Why is he not getting his roses? And why does Quavo automatically dismiss him? But I wouldn't include Lil Baby in my top 5 either. No disrespect. But I do find it kind of disrespectful that you left off a couple of individuals that really deserve to be on that top 5. Now, the first one is obviously T.I. Now, the inventor of the trap music, urban legend himself, trap music himself, riding on foes, like T.I. is what I think of Atlanta hip hop. Now, I know we caught up in the present day when we listening to Tip Luther King, you know what I'm saying, when he's on his political revolutionary stint. But we have to remember what he brought to this game, legendary beefs that he had. He finished Lil Flip's career. Also was holding it down, had the street rep, was going back and forth to jail. It definitely was crazy out here when T.I. was on top of the game. So for this man to be left off, I feel like it's just appalling. He is Atlanta trap rap to me. Now also, my other top 5, obviously T.I. is one of them, and he acknowledged Outkast, so shout out to Outkast. Now, Outkast has definitely been doing their thing. They're legends. I remember watching the Source Awards when Dre said the South gonna have something to say. And by damn right. I mean, right on cue, they've been running the game for the last 25 years, damn near. It feel like, you know what I'm saying? But realistically, about 17. But Outkast has contributed so much to the game, so much artwork. Their first album was a hood classic. They also had commercial crossover hits. They brought style. I remember being a youngster, man, niggas was wearing turbans and thought they was about to beam up like aliens and shit. So Outkast definitely had the wave at one point in time. So I agree with him on that one. But I'm also sick that he left off another legend, Mr. A himself. Jeezy, 17.5. You can't leave Jeezy off when you talking about Atlanta trap rap or Atlanta rap. It's one point in time you couldn't go nowhere without seeing Band the Snowman t-shirts. You know, Jeezy had classic projects. He definitely represented the streets. Had classic beefs, obviously, with Gucci Man and a couple others. Jeezy was once a part of, the BMF movement, and they came in the dough kicking shit in. Now, that's another question on why he didn't get jammed up with everything, but that's for another video. But Jeezy definitely has to be on the Atlanta top 5, dead or alive, in the game. Now we move to Future. Now this is another one I agree with. I agree with Quavo on Future. Now, Future, to me, you know what I'm saying? I was one of the first people to book him for one of his first shows in Savannah back in the day. It's crazy how time flies. But, he was doing his, 1-2 for a minute. I mean, the album with Tony Montana and that was just a classic joint. I mean, Future's been dropping bangers for over a decade. And he's still relevant. You know what I'm saying? He's still relevant. He's still out here making noise. You know what I'm saying? Still respected. Him and Drake dropping projects. That's the number one rapper in the game right now. Fucks with him heavy. So we got to put Future on there because he established a whole different wave, a whole different culture, and has been riding that wave for over a decade. So we definitely got to give him his roses while he's here. And then the other one, I agree with this one too. So I guess this is 3 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? But Gucci Man, obviously, you can't have a top 5 without Goo Wop. You know what I'm saying? He's been holding it down. Street legend. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this music, obviously, he's smoking on Pookie, which is crazy. Actually had a real life situation. I mean, he's been holding it down for Atlanta for over 15 years now. I remember when I first moved to Atlanta, he had the sound, it was him and T.I. That's what I was banging. And obviously, you had Jeezy, that was making his rounds and doing his thing, but especially T.I. and Goo Wop for me. I was definitely banging them niggas when I first came down here. So I agree with the 3 out of 5. But I just feel like it's disrespectful that he didn't acknowledge, certain rappers. You know what I'm saying? I hate to see interviews where it's your time that you could acknowledge Lil Baby. He's on your label, that y'all killing shit. Y'all got 2 of the top 5 in the game. But again, you leave him out. Don't give him no credit. And you know what I'm saying? It makes it look like it's very personal. But y'all should be rocking together, because y'all would be a powerful unit if y'all did. But overall, I mean, I think the Migos are not in my top 5. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody that I've named, you can't take them off. Like, how can you take them off and replace them with Migos? The only one that you can consider is Future. That's the only one. And like I said, if you stack up Future and Migos, that would be a hell of a versus. If you stacked up Future and Migos song by song, I think Future would get them. So we gotta keep Future on there. So I got Migos as my honorable mention. You know what I'm saying? I also got Goody Mob as an honorable mention. And I also got Lil Baby as a honorable mention when it comes to just overall my top people in the game that, I've seen wreck shop here in Atlanta, and I feel like I can speak on it being here, for over 17 years now. I can kind of put my stamp on it and tell you kind of what I'm feeling as far as who's running the rap game in Atlanta and who deserves that top 5 status. And like I said, I can't take anybody off to give Migos that, but I will say that I understand why he put themselves in the top 5 because you don't want to diss yourself. But I can tell that regardless, he feels that in his heart that they are top 5, and I can't quite give that to you yet, Quavo. And then you also made another comment, and I was going to make a separate video about it, but I'll go ahead and mention it, that you started the triplet flow. Now, I don't know if that's the fast flow, if Bone is, if they call that the triplet flow, but that's another group that you really don't never pay homage to or, you know what I'm saying, give any type of, well, we did get our little, a little bit of our style from them and, stuff like that and throw them they roses, I just feel like the Migos always had a problem with sharing the spotlight. But y'all get in the comment box, man, and let me know what y'all think. Do y'all agree with Quavo's top 5? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel that 2 Chainz deserves to be in that top 5? Now, 2 Chainz got some bangers. I'm not discrediting them, but, and before we close, I'm not going to discredit 2 Chainz. He would definitely be an honorable mention if I had to add one more. You know what I'm saying? But, at the end of the day, his catalog doesn't stack up to the ones that we just mentioned. So we can't put him on that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know what y'all top 5 Atlanta rappers are of all time. And do y'all agree with Quavo's top 5 list? Or do you agree with mine? I want to know. Y'all let me know, man. Y'all like, share, hit the notifications, man, so y'all know every time I'm dropping the video so y'all can tap in. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt. Gone.